We have a very simple setup. 3 fish in a bowl. And oxygen dissolved in the water maintains the life of these fish. They breathe through their gills oxygen. Now suppose that one of these fish dies. I put here the gases that maintain life. Let's move this out for a minute and put this paper here. I've put here the gases that maintain life, oxygen and nitrogen. Now in the air that we breathe, there's about 80% nitrogen, and that acts as a blanket to control the fires so that we can sit beside a fire and warm ourselves and cook our food without an uncontrollable blaze that would burn up the whole world. So there's only about 20% oxygen in the air, and God has provided that as a moderator for fires. But now at the bottom of this sheet, I put 3 gases that are given off by dead fish: carbon dioxide, ammonia, and hydrogen sulfide, which is called rotten egg gas. Now carbon dioxide would combine with the fish's blood to lower the pH, and in us, even lowering our pH by 1 point would bring death. And so suppose that we have 1 dead fish now releasing carbon dioxide and ammonia, which burns the fish's gills, and hydrogen sulfide, poisonous gas, releasing these poisonous gases into the water. There are 1 fish dead now and 2 alive. And so the 2 remaining living fish would die even more quickly than the first one. How does God reverse this? Well, God said on the first day, "Let there be light," and there was light, and God saw the light that it was good. How does God reverse the process, the downward spiral of death and destruction? The answer is by green plants. On the 3rd day, God made green plants. Now the water has green plants, and here's another equation that describes what happens. Carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy. The light falls on the green plants, provides energy to use up these poisonous gases and form oxygen. Now you notice here I put an arrow beside the oxygen molecule to indicate that it's released by the green plants or the leaves in the air, whatever it may be. Released as a gas to maintain our lives. The first molecule here is glucose, C6H12O6. Now glucose is the molecule that provides energy for our lives. Combine a few glucose molecules and you have starch, which is the food in corn and wheat and many others. Combine some more glucose molecules and you have cellulose, which is the building block for trees and branches and leaves. It's even the framework for an apple. Now you have turned something, God has turned something here that would be a poisonous gas, cannot maintain lives. In fact, 10% of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would kill us. So God has used light energy to combine water and carbon dioxide to form glucose. And that's the way that he maintains our lives. Now, let's think about this in a spiritual sense. Here we have 2 people. Suppose these fingers represent 2 people. Here we have 2 people that are friends and they're happy together, and one of them says something unkind to the other. And the other is hurt and offended, perhaps angry too. So he says something unkind back. And you see how you get a downward spiral of hurt and offended and anger that only God can stop. How does he stop it? Well, on the first day of creation here in Genesis chapter 1, God says, "Let there be light," and there was light, and God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And if we turn over to John chapter 1, "In him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shone in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." So here we have God causing the light to shine in the darkness, and that light is our life. We cannot understand God simply in creation, because there are thorns and thistles and even poisonous snakes. We cannot see God's love and power simply by looking at creation. We must look to Christ. And he healed the sick and raised the dead and opened the eyes of the blind and fed the hungry with bread and fish and showed his love and his power to undo the sadness that sin had brought into the world. Thank you for watching.